What is going on, crypto family, bull runners, XRP holders, Bitcoin holders, stock market investors? I'm ready to go camping on the beaches of the moon, man. I got my space shades on. We got some breaking crypto news to bring to you in this video. It's happening June 6th, so you got to be ready. I'm going to share what's happening in this video along with some other breaking crypto news. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. Whoever that is, revving up the engines, he's feeling bullish. If you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, you know what to do. Confirm it in the comments below. Give this video a like if you like those dumb videos. If you don't like them, then give this video a like and let me know why you don't in the comments below. So looking at coinmarketcap.com, 25,404 cryptocurrencies. That's a lot of altcoins, $1.1 trillion market cap. So not every single one of these are going to last, obviously. 99% are going to go away. And which ones are going to be the main ones in the future? You know, there's the ISO 20022 compliant projects, XRP being one of them, sitting at 53 cents right now. It's up 12% in the past 7 days. And I want to dive into what's about to happen for XRP, what's about to happen for Ripple, and also lawmakers are delving into crypto with 5 key developments this week. So what are those developments? Well, crypto is heading into a busy week regarding China in the US. And so the market's attention will shift to the U.S. services sector with the release of the U.S. jobs report on Monday, which is tomorrow. People will be paying attention to the crucial ISM, non-manufacturing PMI. Recession worries are increasing if there's a drop in the service sector activity. So if we're looking right here, you know, on the official ismworld.org website, we can see the manufacturing PMI, the services PMI, the hospital PMI. And if we go right here to the services PMI, currently it's sitting at 51.9%. And a reading above 50% indicates the services sector economy is generally expanding. Below 50% indicates it is generally contracting. And so a service PMI right here that you can see since late 2021, since the top of the crypto market, it's been declining. And so will we see below 50? Well, we're going to be reporting on that on this channel and letting you guys know some other key indicators, because it's important to take into account also as well too that the Caxon, I think that's how you say it. I can barely pronounce some words sometimes, but your pronunciation, your ability to speak English, for those of you that aren't from the United States, doesn't matter in terms of success. What matters is your ability to pay attention to trends and know where money is moving at the right time. Like I probably failed, you know, a lot of English classes. Not probably, I did fail a lot of classes in college, and I could barely read and write as a kid. I was actually going to be held back for slow reading. So it goes to show that you don't got to be smart to make money. You just need to know smart people, and you also need to know, you know, like I said, the trends. So trade statistics on Wednesday and inflation numbers on Thursday. For the crypto market, this is a double-edged sword because bearish indicators include those that point to a rough landing in the United States. And on the other hand, if the Fed becomes more hawkish, it may dampen consumer demand, with the CME Fed Watch tool now predicting a 25.3% chance of a rate hike in June, up from 20.4% previously. So the likelihood of a rate hike of 25 basis points was 64.2% a week ago. And so right now, for the current meeting coming up, the current target range is about 500 to 525 with a 74.7% chance, and then 25.3% chance for that 25 basis rate hike. So right here with the Caxon Services PMI, the China General Services PMI are compiled by international information and data analyst provider, seeking to provide the most up-to-date possible indication of what is happening in the country's growing services industry by tracking variables such as sales, employment, inventory, and prices. And a reading above 50 indicates expansion, while anything below that points to contraction. So where we are right now, 57.8. And so with that coming out, we will let you guys know what that's looking like. And right now with the CME Fed Watch tool, we see 9 days, 22 hours, 33 minutes, and 28, 27. The countdown continues for the next FOMC meeting, where they will adjust the effective federal funds rate. And discussions of a pivot, based on my last video, it's very, very near this year, where they will pause and then pivot and start lowering rates. And so when that will happen, like I said, it's very soon, and this meeting will give us an understanding based on, you know, inflation and all that good stuff as well too. And then also the House Committee on Agriculture is holding a hearing on digital assets June 6th. So in the next couple days that you have to be ready for. The hearing is titled "The Future of Digital Assets, Providing Clarity for Digital Asset Spot Markets." It'll be held by the U.S. Committee on Agriculture on Tuesday, And as a result of the crypto regulation climate in the US, major companies in the space have been incentivized to take their operations abroad. Some of the biggest names in crypto have spoken out against the Biden administration's anti-crypto rhetoric and the SEC's motto of regulation through enforcement. These include Ripple and Coinbase. And so Susan Friedman, who's the head of policy at Ripple, commented about the hearing, saying that while the upcoming June 13th HFSC hearing is an important one for crypto, the one being held on Tuesday by the House Committee on Agriculture is equally as important. So Thompson, right, Congressman G.T. Thompson has been a steadfast supporter of the call for clarity in this space. And if we look right here with the SEC versus Ripple case, this week we're going to see a rise in investor attention towards XRP as June 13th, the SEC will release full versions of the documents linked to the controversial William Hinman speech. And while complete victory for Ripple may seem to be the best case scenario, it's possible that the case might go on, some people are saying, for a few years if the SEC decides to appeal. And, appealing, I believe it was John Deaton who said, correct me in the comments below, that they're most likely not going to appeal, whereas a settlement, in contrast, would put a stop to the more than 2 years of litigation and give the digital asset market a chance to start fresh. And over here on Twitter, we can see that Mr. Huber and Brad Garlinghouse retweeted this, saying, you realize that Ripple, what they just did in the last 72 hours since Judge Torres issued her order on the Hinman emails, they acquired Medico, launched a CBDC platform, and hired an ex-Amazon CFO. And so next week is going to be very interesting. And on Twitter as well, too, with John Deaton, I want you guys to be careful here because, his Twitter was hacked. He's saying, don't miss out on lawblocks.app. This is a scam. Don't fall for this. And Crypto Law said this is not a tweet from John Deaton. His phone was hacked. So like this video so we could spread the word about this because all these accounts are getting hacked. Even my Instagram, I kept getting these verification codes the other day. It's like, hey, is this you? And it's from other countries out there. So just be careful. People are trying to prey on people who don't understand the space more than ever before, especially in the comments when you comment 777 or you see all these fake comments of people saying, don't miss out on AMZ 100X. It's like some Amazon coin, and then they're pasting all these fake comments. Don't fall for that. We try and ban those people. It's virtually impossible because they just have unlimited Gmail accounts. They can create new YouTube accounts. So I've banned probably thousands of them. So for those of you guys that want to see our official links to our social media accounts, they will be in the description of this video, not in the comments. And so you can check out onlinebusiness.app. OBA Shorts is the official app for our Twitter. And our Twitter needs some help, guys. So if you could help it out, we got only 5,000 followers, whereas our YouTube has 290,000. And so you can check out our posts. And on our Instagram account is onlinebusiness.app on Instagram as well, too. So don't fall for the fake accounts out there in the space. Make sure you look in the official description of the YouTube channel and not the comments. Now, over on XRP, it's been 781 days based on what Eggrag Crypto is saying on Twitter, where XRP cannot grind its way above the final wake-up line. It must blast off. XRP is getting rejected from the final wake-up line for almost 781 days. This is the fourth attempt, but it was not successful so far. However, he believes the power of number 5. We might have the 5th attempt for a final breakout. And so XRP Army is getting ready for a massive break of this supply zone right here at roughly 0.5356. So when we look at the chart right here, and I want to show you guys some stuff too, XRP is 0.5369 right now. And if XRP were to break out from this descending resistance line right here, which acted as resistance back in November 2020, resistance in February of 2021, once it broke above, XRP took off, above $1, didn't quite make it to the all-time high, almost made it to $2, came back down as support right here, bounced off it several times, again on November 2021, January 2022, broke below it, and now it's acting as resistance here again. So if XRP can hold above this descending resistance line right here, then a retracement on the Fibonacci retracement could lead it up to, roughly $1. We look at 0.382 would be what, 92 cents. 0.5 would be $1.13. A 618 would be $1.33. A 786 would be $1.60 some odd cents. And then also on the macro scale as well too, you see this horizontal resistance right here, that it acted as back in June of 2019. We see it struggled to hold above it back in September of 2018, and then it's bounced off it several times. So this is a critical intersection zone right here. And we also see this falling wedge formation too. And generally speaking, a falling wedge formation on the macro scale on the weekly chart, the the price target for that, again, not financial advice. I don't want to give exact price targets, for compliance reasons and all that stuff, because you shouldn't buy, you shouldn't sell anything we talk about. I'm just giving you the news and hypotheticals here, but it would be the top of the wedge. And so, could we see $1.63, $1.90 out of this? I think it's very well possible. We're starting the next wave of Elliott waves. And so I believe at least $1 is in the works right here. And I want to show you guys XRP compared to Bitcoin as well too. But looking at the RSI, we see this bullish channel right here. So XRP pushing to the upside could bring it upwards of 70 on the RSI. We're sitting at 62.49 right now. If it doesn't, it gets rejected, then I would expect XRP to stay within this channel that you can see right here below 70 on the RSI for the next few days leading up to June 13th for the release of the Hinman documents. And then on the MACD, we see the MACD is at 0.02, the signal is at 0.01, the histogram is at 0.008. So it's in the positive right now. Now, one thing that's interesting to note based on the past is when we saw the MACD line and the signal line, all the way in the negative right here, and then starting to trade positive, we also saw on the RSI XRP at 26 and starting to trade positive, and that was back in June of 2022 when it formed its low around 30 cents right here. And so also if we trace all the way back until September of 2018, when we saw the MACD and signal line as well drastically in the negative and starting to trade positive, we saw it breach above zero, very similar to what's happening right now. So if XRP can hold, right, if it can hold this price of 50 cents and trade to the upside and break above this descending resistance line right here, then the histogram will remain in the positive and we could see it trade even higher. Now, on the contrary, if it doesn't, we could see it go back into the negative, similar to what happened during this phase right here, and see an extended sell-off for XRP, where XRP would just do something like this for an extended period of time before we finally see XRP break out. So that's all the backs of this lawsuit, regulatory clarity, and the Fed pivot that is coming up very, very soon. So looking right here, a claim for Ethereum. What's happening with Ethereum will also boost the market. Next summer will be the golden age for altcoins, is what Anthony Sassano, who's an Ethereum expert, is saying. So if we go right here, what would cause that? Well, he lists 5 reasons why he thinks we will see layer 2 summer in 2024 underneath Ethereum. Number 1 would be the implementation of EIP 4844, which is a proposal that will reduce gas fees for roll-up transactions by allowing them to use less data on the main chain. The next would be the launch of Base Mainnet by Coinbase, which is a platform that will enable mass adoption of Ethereum by providing a simple and user-friendly interface for accessing decentralized applications, or DApps for short, which is what Ethereum is made for. Continuous improvement of rollups, such as better user experience, faster withdrawals, more security, more features for both users and developers. Emergence of new and innovative DApps such as DeFi, virtual worlds, real-world assets, and more on layer 2 protocols. So a expansion of the VR world and then back into the metaverse again, as that's kind of died off recently, and then potential recovery of the crypto market 2024 based on his own intuition as well too. And when the Fed pivots, they start lowering interest rates, would that cause a drop? And then when they start raising them again in 2024, as inflation rears its head back up again after their QE, their quantitative easing, would we then see the markets go in the biggest rally of all time for the 2025 peak? I don't know, man. It's anyone's guess. You have to let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But Bitcoin is 10x a better bet than JP Morgan stock, a multi-billionaire Mike Novogratz is saying. So there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's XRP, there's all these other altcoins. Yes, I do hold some Bitcoin. Yes, I do hold some Ethereum. I'm the most bullish on XRP just based on risk to reward scenario here based on the ending of this lawsuit. But listen to this really quick and hear what he has to say.
I'll take a 1-year, T-bill. I'll collect that on the other side. I'll get into the market. You don't think the market's going to be substantially lower at some point in the next 6 to 12? Like there will be a better entry point, when you're redeeming maybe that coupon than there is right now? You don't think it goes down?
Listen, if you're a wonderful market timer, you might be able to pick, there could be a dip and you might be able to buy the dip. It feels to me we're really range bound and low volatility. That means you could pierce either side of the range and have a quick move. I don't see any urgent sellers or nervous longs. I see people that are kind of bored and stacking. Right? There are some. The government is going to sell some Bitcoin later in the year. So there are some sellers, but it's not like we have a leveraged market right now where people are sitting on pins and needles. Leverage is at a low. Volumes are at a low.
If you have
And so it's kind of
$10,000,
sideways.
if you got 10 grand and you put in your mattress, in a year you have 10 grand. If you put in a T-bill, you have 10,500. That's like kissing your sister.
What if it's 100,000? What if it's a million? What if it's?
What if Bitcoin's at 40,000 by the end?
You really think Bitcoin is taking off this year?
I think it gets higher highs and higher lows, don't you think?
30,000 is a gift.
Volatility adjusted, it's still
65,000.
So gold also had.
If you bought a pizza back in Mike, how much did that guy that bought the pizza? He bought the pizza in what
like
year was that? And it's $220 million now.
It's an expensive pizza, no doubt about it.
You got to get with the program, young lady.
I am very nervous, Liz, because you
oh
guys
my
are
God,
far
I'm
wiser than me.
mansplaining. I'm mansplaining. I don't want to mansplain.
I can't go up against Mike Novak, Joe Kernan.
Yeah, you can.
And think I have anything.
We could both be total wackos, and there's wackos everywhere. You got to know your. You got to know your risk to go into crypto, Mike. I mean, I kid around a lot, but if you can't afford to lose it, I don't know if I would do it.
On a risk-adjusted basis, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two best assets to invest in over 2 years, 3 years, 6 months. Again, it used to be an 80 vol asset. Now it's a 40 vol asset. And so you shouldn't buy as much Bitcoin as you do JP Morgan stock. But volatility adjusted, it's been a much better bet than JP Morgan.
So what do you guys think about that? I mean, if you put $10,000 in your mattress after a year, yes, you may still have $10,000, but the spending power of it is not going to be $10,000 based on inflation. And so it's best to be an investor long-term as a hedge against inflation. You know, that's the purpose of cryptocurrencies. They shouldn't even be necessarily called cryptocurrencies. Like Bitcoin should be a crypto asset. It's not a cryptocurrency that's supposed to be used for payment. It's used as a store of value in times of inflation or hyperinflation. So when we compare XRP to Bitcoin, XRP is a bridge currency. It's not meant to be a central banking digital currency. Ripple's distributed ledger technology and their central banking platform is meant to provide liquidity for central banking digital currencies overseas using XRP. So XRP is not meant to be a store of value, as most people think. There's different purposes for these cryptocurrencies, right? Or these crypto assets, so to speak, or crypto commodities in this case. So XRP to Bitcoin, we look at it right now. In the past, when XRP outperformed Bitcoin, we saw these massive God candles right here and these parabolic green candles, and XRP hasn't done much. It's bounced off this zone of support since November of 2020. Of course, we had the December of 2020 low, but it's relatively held this for an extended period of time. And just recently, we see this green candle breaking out from this descending resistance since September of 2022. So if XRP can maintain this bullish momentum and we see XRP break above the descending resistance to the US dollar as well too, and it holds strong, we see something like this take place, well, then I could expect XRP to break up into this resistance range right here. And this is where we would see the next rejection for XRP on the upside. And then I would expect XRP, to trade bullish for the next few weeks. Now, also on the MACD, we start to see these green candles forming right here. So if XRP gains more bullish momentum, this could pick up and we could see something like this start to take place for XRP. And then once it starts to roll around and get rejected from this zone of resistance right here, roughly at 0.00002339 to 0.00002601. We don't have to get super exact there, because support and resistance zones are just that. They're zones. They don't move to exact price targets. And so that's why it's virtually impossible to give you an exact price target, because these markets are impossible to predict with 100% accuracy, but you can gauge it based on timing, right? And knowing where the trends are. And so the trend right now is your friend for this lawsuit coming to a close. People are anticipating a positive outcome, or at least a settlement agreement, and that alone is bullish news for XRP. So we're preparing by backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value over time based on a 2% inflation target. That's persistent inflation for the rest of your life, meaning the cost of your coffee is going to continue to go up at Starbucks, the cost of your McChicken, your Burger King, your Happy Meal, the cost of real estate, the cost of eggs at the grocery store and clothing and goods and services, gas to fill your car is going to continue to rise. So if you don't have a plan to prepare and you're just relying on your job, and minimum wage or real wages in the United States is not rising right now, well, then what are you going to do?